our journey was so difficult in the early days of just surviving, and at one point I think there was like 12 of us in the house. You had no luxuries of extra food or chocolates or crisps, so everything was just, especially being the youngest, what could I have out of what was actually left on the plate. When I left school, and Dad said, like, if she wants to work, she can go and work in the local factory with the other auntie. That's the option for her. If not, she stays at home. Yes, because marriage is the next step. And it was my brother who said, look, Dad, she's gone through the education system. Trust me, let her apply for these jobs. I will drop her off, I'll pick her up. He would bring in applications every day, my brother, and I must have applied for I don't know how many jobs, one after the other. And then I applied for a role in TSB as a cashier, and it was at that time unemployment was rife, 300 applicants for the one job. If it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have taken the step into working as a cashier. If it hadn't been for him supporting me and challenging his dad to allow me to do what I'm doing, I wouldn't be here today. Because of that, the way that he helped me, I'm a total believer in mentoring, a total believer in sponsoring. But I also would say a mentor can be anybody. My mother was a mentor to me. She wasn't educated, but she was my biggest, one person I now still constantly refer to and benchmark myself as a mother. When I first became the first Asian bank manager, the challenges I had to even reach that position was huge. I was given a role in a branch called Walton-on-Thames, which is, if you're familiar with the geography, it's the most wealthiest areas, very, very mainstream, very white, and upper class. So, to be given a role in that branch which was wonderful for me, but then coming out and getting customers asking me, can I speak to the bank manager, and say, look, can I help you? And they literally would look at me from head to toe and thinking that I couldn't understand English, and then I had to repeat the question 3 times. No, can I speak to the bank manager? And I said, yes, can I help you? The next step was when I got further promotion and came in to work at head office, and here was a floor full of white, male-dominated building. And it was quite a shock to me, because at least in the branches you had a mixture of females in there, there were the odd ethnic minorities, but here it was very, very rare to see anybody of my colour, let alone a female. So many of my colleagues wrote back to me, emailed me and said, look, actually I was thinking of leaving the bank, I don't think I could cope. Actually I've been forced to get married, how do I cope? How do I balance my life? My husband's saying this, and my wife is saying this, and my line manager doesn't understand me, he won't promote me because I wear a hijab, and how do I get it across to him? So there are all of these questions that were being fired at me. And how many other Kamals are there in your organisation that are like me, that are working this hard but never get the opportunity? And so that's when I really started understanding the real barriers within this industry. And it wasn't until this key moment in my life that I realised I had more to give than I was allowed to give. I had an idea. My husband was an entrepreneur. He was constantly complaining about access to finance from banks, and especially, with our organisation. So I did some of my own private research, and I had a paper and had an idea of how Lloyds Bank could help ethnic minority Asian communities, especially small entrepreneurs, get started up. I go home, I change into my salwar kameez. First thing I do is go into the kitchen and make help with the cooking. I do the cleaning, I do the cooking. We live in a very traditional household where the men sit, they make the decisions, and women don't really have a say in the family business. Can you imagine me saying that to my boss, who would think then, gosh, is that you then? Is that the type of person you are? Then you can't make decisions. Don't they trust you? Because he couldn't fathom the environment that I was in. So therefore I never spoke about my home life to anybody at work.